Everyone has laughed out loud at the hilarious chaos of the Barone family in Everybody Loves Raymond. With its witty banter, lovable characters, and heartwarming family moments, the show became a cherished part of millions of viewers' lives around the world. But behind those laughs lies a side of the story few ever hear: painful truths and silent tragedies that some of the show's stars quietly endured. You might be shocked to learn that the real-life endings of some cast members shook even Hollywood to its core. Today, we're pulling back the curtain to explore the untold stories behind the spotlight tales of legacy, love, and heartbreaking loss. If you're a fan of Everybody Loves Raymond, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss more powerful stories like this one. Doris May Roberts was born on November 4, 1925, in St. Louis, Missouri. Before becoming a household name through the beloved sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond, she had already built a long and respected career across stage and screen. When she took on the role of Marie Barone in 1996, Doris was 71 years old, an age when many actors begin to retire. Instead, she entered the most celebrated phase of her career. As Marie, the opinionated, meddlesome, yet deeply loving mother-in-law Doris brought nuance and charm to every scene. Her masterful comedic timing and veteran presence elevated Marie from a typical sitcom character to a cultural icon remembered for her sharp wit and heartwarming contradictions. Marie Barone became one of the most unforgettable characters in television history, largely thanks to Doris's brilliant performance. The role earned her 4 prestigious Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actress, a testament to her extraordinary talent and dedication. More than just comic relief, Marie represented a very real and relatable figure, a mother who means well but doesn't always know when to step back. Through Doris's portrayal, this complexity was brought to life with grace and humor, touching millions of viewers. Though she has passed on Doris Roberts' legacy, especially her role in Everybody Loves, Raymond continues to resonate forever, etched into the hearts of fans around the world. However, behind the dazzling stage lights, Doris's life was marked by struggles and silent pain. Her father abandoned the family when she was a child, leaving a deep emotional wound. Raised without her father, she relied on her mother and grandparents in the Bronx. As an adult, she sought stability and built her own family. In 1956, Doris married Michael Kanata, but after years of tension and separation, they divorced in 1962. She raised her son alone while shouldering life's heavy burdens. Later, Doris found love again with writer William Goyen, with whom she lived from 1963. Just as peace seemed within reach, William was diagnosed with leukemia. His final years were a tough battle with the illness, and Doris stood faithfully by his side, enduring the pain of watching her loved one fade away. He passed away in 1983, leaving Doris to face loss and loneliness during some of her hardest years. Though best known for her sharp-tongued and hilariously intrusive portrayal of Marie Barone, Doris Roberts carried a quiet sorrow behind her ever-present smile. Acting was more than just a profession for her; it became a sanctuary, a way to fill the silent voids in her heart. Her performance as Marie marked not only the height of her career, but also a personal turning point, helping her emerge from the shadows of personal grief. Through that character, Doris rediscovered herself, earning numerous accolades, and more importantly, becoming an irreplaceable figure in the hearts of viewers who saw in her both comedy and compassion. Behind the scenes, however, Doris was waging a private battle with serious health issues. For many years, she struggled with pulmonary hypertension and chronic high blood pressure conditions that gradually wore down her physical strength. Yet even in the face of illness, she remained spirited and committed to her craft, continuing to appear on screen and touch lives with her work. On April 17, 2016, Doris Roberts passed away peacefully at her home in Los Angeles, closing the final chapter of a remarkable artistic journey. She left behind not only a legacy of exceptional talent, but also a story of resilience, dedication, and enduring warmth, a legacy that continues to inspire fans and fellow artists alike. Doris Roberts peacefully passed away in her sleep at her Los Angeles home at the age of 90. A poignant public memorial was held at New York's Ambassador Theater, attended by close colleagues like Romano and Patricia Heaton. Doris left behind not only a rich artistic legacy, but also an estimated net worth of $14 million built through a lifetime of tireless dedication amid silent struggles. Sawyer Sweeten, born May 12, 1995 in Brownwood, Texas, entered the spotlight at just one-year-old cast as Jeffrey Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996, alongside his twin brother Sullivan and older sister Madylin. Sawyer grew up in front of the camera for 9 seasons, becoming an unforgettable part of millions of fans' lives. His childhood surrounded by the Barone family and the glare of the stage seemed enveloped in love and the spotlight. Growing up in front of the camera, Sawyer was part of the show for 9 full seasons, weaving unforgettable memories with the Barone family that remain deeply cherished by millions of viewers. His childhood filled with innocence and joy on screen seemed enveloped by love, care, and the bright lights of the stage, a meaningful journey that began early and left a lasting impression on both his life and fans worldwide. However, early success inadvertently placed an emotional burden on his young shoulders. When the show concluded in 2005, Sawyer was only 10 years old and faced a world without applause, without roles, without busy filming schedules. This void led him to withdraw from the limelight, living quietly in a riverside home he shared with his twin brother, seeking peace amidst internal chaos. Externally, Sawyer was remembered as the cute little Jeffrey, but internally he wrestled with pressure, loneliness, and the challenges of growing up in Hollywood's shadow. As time passed, the widening gap between his bright past and quiet present left him feeling increasingly adrift, struggling to find his place in life. On April 23, 2015, just weeks before his 20th birthday, Sawyer ended his life with a gunshot at home. The news shocked Hollywood, with former castmates like Garrett, Patricia Heaton, and Romano expressing profound grief. Sawyer's net worth at the time of his death was an estimated $2 million earned during his years on Everybody Loves Raymond. But beyond any material legacy, his death sounded a painful alarm about the mental health challenges former child stars face, reminding us that behind a child's smile, an invisible world of vulnerability may lie hidden, deserving understanding and support. Born on October 18, 1935 in Norristown, Pennsylvania, Peter Boyle took on the role of Frank Barone at the age of 61 in the beloved comedy Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996. With his sharp and skillful acting, Boyle perfectly portrayed the gruff, straightforward, and occasionally sarcastic father whose tough exterior hid a deeply warm and loving heart. This role quickly made him one of the most beloved characters on television. Although he never won, Peter Boyle was nominated 7 times for an Emmy Award for his portrayal of Frank Barone, proving his exceptional talent and significant impact in the entertainment industry. His memorable lines, unique humor, and emotional depth left an indelible mark on viewers, making Frank Barone an iconic character, an unforgettable father figure with both grit and heart in the world of TV comedy. Behind the on-screen laughter, Peter's life was marked by silent battles with illness and personal hardship. In 1990, at the height of his career, Peter suffered a severe stroke that left him unable to speak or move for nearly 6 months. It was a time of deep despair, as he feared he would never return to acting. Yet with incredible determination, Peter made a remarkable recovery, and in 1996 he won an Emmy for his guest appearance on The X-Files, a sweet victory after his darkest days. What seemed like a peaceful life with his wife Lorraine Alterman and their 2 daughters was abruptly interrupted by a serious event in 1999. On the set of Everybody Loves Raymond, Peter Boyle suffered a sudden heart attack, shocking the entire cast and crew. This incident not only affected his health, but also forced Peter to confront himself and reevaluate the meaning of life, leading him back to the Catholic faith he had long left behind. This marked a pivotal moment in his life, bringing him inner peace amid the storms. In his final years, despite facing the harsh realities of multiple myeloma and heart issues, Peter refused to give up his passion and acting career. Quietly fighting his illnesses, he continued to appear in projects like The Santa Claus 3 and All Roads Lead Home. His perseverance and dedication to the craft inspired many, proving that love for one's profession is a powerful force that transcends physical limitations. On December 12, 2006, Peter Boyle passed away at a hospital in New York at the age of 71. His death marked the end of a life full of ups and downs, pain and silent victories. He left behind an estimated net worth of $8 million largely allocated to his family and a multiple myeloma research fund established by his wife in his memory. Peter's legacy extends beyond his memorable roles. It is a testament to resilience, artistic passion, and love for life that continues to inspire future generations. Raymond Albert Romano, born on December 21, 1957 in Queens, New York, grew up in a humble Italian-American family. Initially pursuing accounting, he eventually found his true passion in stand-up comedy. At 39, Ray's career took a major turn when he stepped into the role of Ray Barone in the hit sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond, 1996. He played a good-natured, witty sports writer constantly caught between his immediate family and his overbearing relatives, earning laughs and empathy from viewers across the country. Ray Barone didn't just deliver punchlines, he reflected the everyday struggles of a modern family man. The character mirrored Romano's real life, capturing the challenges of balancing work, family, and relationships with genuine charm and humor. His authenticity and laid-back comedic style helped cement Everybody Loves Raymond as one of the most beloved sitcoms of the late 90s and early 2000s, with Ray's portrayal resonating deeply with audiences of all backgrounds. Beyond acting, Ray Romano played a crucial behind-the-scenes role as co-creator, writer, and executive producer of the show. His performance earned him multiple Emmy nominations and a win, while also paving the way for a diverse career spanning voice work, Ice Age dramatic roles, The Irishman, and stand-up comedy. From a regular guy from Queens to a household name, Ray Romano became more than a comedian. He became a voice of comfort, laughter, and relatability for millions. Ray faced immense pressure as his fame skyrocketed, becoming the highest-paid sitcom actor of his time. The demand to keep Everybody Loves Raymond at the top, combined with an overwhelming workload, often left him torn between the demands of celebrity and his responsibilities as a husband and father. Even at the peak of his success, Ray admitted to struggling with severe anxiety and depression behind the scenes. Ray's biggest personal challenge didn't come from his career, but from his family. In 2010, while filming Men of a Certain Age, Ray was devastated to learn that his wife Anna had been diagnosed with stage 1 cancer. At the peak of his career, following the tremendous success of Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray Romano was suddenly faced with a profound personal shock. His wife Anna, his lifelong companion since their youth, was diagnosed with breast cancer. This devastating news shook the Romano family to its core, forcing Ray to pause all ongoing projects and devote himself fully to caring for his beloved wife during her life and death battle. With his career on the rise, the spotlight no longer held the same priority as the immense challenge that lay ahead of him. During this difficult and trying period, Ray was haunted by uncertainty about the future. Sleepless nights, the anxious wait for test results, and the helplessness of watching his wife fight her illness day by day became the greatest emotional challenge he had ever faced. The man who had brought laughter to millions of viewers now had to learn how to be a strong pillar of support, a source of comfort and encouragement for Anna throughout this difficult journey. Every moment was filled with care and hope. Yet it was precisely during these darkest times that their love and determination were strengthened like never before. They overcame adversity with unwavering willpower and resilience, deepening their understanding, sharing, and bond. Ultimately, their relentless efforts were rewarded when Anna was fortunate enough to make a full recovery, bringing new light into the Romano family's life. Their story stands as a powerful testament to the strength of love in the face of hardship. Thankfully, Anna made a full recovery. Her triumph over illness became a turning point in both their lives. For Ray, it wasn't just about returning to work. It was about emerging with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. The ordeal reshaped his outlook on life and deepened his role as a husband and father. It added a new dimension to his legacy, not just as a beloved entertainer, but as a man who embraced vulnerability and stood steadfast through life's toughest storm. Patricia Heaton, born on March 4, 1958 in Bay Village, took on the role of Deborah Barone at the age of 38 in the beloved television series Everybody Loves Raymond, which premiered in 1996. Deborah is portrayed as a smart and patient wife who often finds herself caught between her clumsy, mistake-prone husband and her strict, overbearing mother-in-law. Patricia's nuanced performance, blending humor and realism, quickly endeared her character to audiences who found both laughter and empathy in her portrayal. With her impressive acting skills and the ability to bring the character Deborah Barron vividly to life, Patricia Heaton transformed her into a patient, intelligent wife figure that audiences couldn't forget. The authenticity and relatability of this character brought Patricia tremendous success in her career, highlighted by 2 prestigious Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. These awards not only recognize her talent, but also testify to her broad impact on the small screen. The role of Deborah Barron marked a significant turning point in Patricia's career and left a lasting impression on fans worldwide. Thanks to her nuanced performance and genuine emotional delivery, she helped create one of the most beloved wife characters in television comedy history. However, behind the bright smile of the character, Deborah lies a life marked by deeply personal battles that few people knew about. Patricia Heaton's childhood was scarred by a profound loss. When her mother suddenly passed away from a brain aneurysm, when Patricia was only 12 years old. This heartbreaking loss left a deep void in her soul and ignited a burning desire for a stable and loving home. These painful memories stayed with her through the years of growing up, shaping her perspective on life and love in profound ways. Patricia's challenges did not end with her childhood grief. Her first marriage also ended in divorce, plunging her into what she described as a desert of faith, a time of grappling with doubt and emotional pain. Even at the peak of her career with Everybody Loves Raymond, when it seemed she had it all, Patricia quietly battled alcoholism, using alcohol to numb the pressures and loneliness hidden behind Deborah's smile on screen. These silent struggles ultimately made Patricia stronger and earned her even greater admiration from her audience. However, Patricia refused to let life's hardships define who she was. After struggling with alcoholism, she courageously overcame it and openly shared her journey to recovery. Patricia's honesty and openness not only helped her find light in her own life, but also became a valuable source of inspiration for many others facing similar struggles. Through this, she proved her strength and resilience not just as a talented actress, but also as a role model for overcoming adversity. During her time on The Middle from 2009 to 2018, Patricia found true balance in life, pursuing her passion for acting while dedicating quality time to her family and charitable work. Now at age 67, she continues to contribute to various film and television projects. Patricia Heaton's estimated net worth of around $40 million reflects not only her enduring career, but also her relentless efforts over the years. Sullivan Sweeten was born on May 12, 1995, in Brownwood, Texas. He became a beloved face when he took on the role of Michael Barone, one of the twin sons of Ray and Deborah in the hit sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. When he was cast in the role in 1996, Sullivan was just 1 year old. Alongside his twin brother Sawyer and their sister Madylin, he grew up in front of the camera, appearing throughout all 9 seasons of the show. His portrayal of the lively and lovable young son left a lasting impression on millions of viewers around the world. Though he was very young at the time, the natural chemistry between the Barone family members made his performance feel authentic and relatable. However, behind the spotlight, Sullivan's life was marked by pain and challenges. The greatest shock came with the loss of his twin brother Sawyer, his lifelong companion, in 2015. This loss left an irreplaceable void. Sullivan struggled to continue life as a twin without his brother facing deep loneliness that even his closest loved ones found hard to understand. Despite public expectations that he would continue shining after Everybody Loves Raymond, Sullivan chose to step away from the limelight, only taking on small roles in projects like Frank McCluskey, CI 2002, and Casting 2017. He lived quietly, avoiding the entertainment world's attention, focusing on healing and seeking peace after the family's great trauma. By 2025, at age 30, Sullivan leads a private life, rarely appearing publicly and quietly supporting mental health awareness efforts. His net worth is estimated at around $2 million, mostly earned during his early acting years. Brad Garrett was born on April 14, 1960, in Oxnard, California. He entered the entertainment world early on as a stand-up comedian and quickly gained recognition for his deep, distinctive voice and unique comedic style. In 1996, at the age of 36, he took on the role of Robert Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, the tall, often overshadowed older brother of Ray. Portraying a clumsy but well-meaning police officer, Brad skillfully turned what could have been a secondary role into one of the show's most memorable characters. His performance earned him 3 Emmy Awards and brought countless laughs to audiences around the world. It was his combination of physical presence, striking voice, and nuanced acting that made Robert an unforgettable part of American television comedy history. However, behind the charming humor he brought to the screen and the widespread success of his role as Robert Barone, Brad Garrett faced painful personal struggles that few were aware of. During the peak of Everybody Loves, Raymond Brad appeared to have it all: a loving marriage to Jill Diven and 2 children by his side. Yet behind the scenes, cracks had begun to form in their relationship. The increasing pressures of fame, demanding work schedules, and the emotional distance created by life in the spotlight slowly eroded the foundation of their marriage. Although they continued to make public appearances together privately, they were grappling with the growing disconnect that fame often brings, trying to preserve a sense of normalcy in a life that was anything but. After 7 years together, Brad and Jill finalized their divorce in 2007, a highly publicized separation that went beyond emotional heartbreak. Their split included a contentious custody battle, exposing deeply personal wounds to public scrutiny. While Brad maintained his trademark wit and humor on screen, the emotional toll of the divorce left behind scars he rarely spoke of. These silent wounds quietly shaped his personal life and forced him to confront emotional vulnerabilities that fame could not shield him from. It was a chapter of profound change, one that pushed Brad to reflect deeply, face his pain, and begin rebuilding a sense of self beyond the bright lights of Hollywood. Brad Garrett went through personal struggles despite bringing laughter to millions of fans. What do you think about how he overcame these challenges? Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Despite being at the peak of his career with the role of Robert Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond and receiving critical acclaim for his performance in Glee 2002, Brad Garrett was silently battling alcoholism. Behind the on-screen laughter were lonely nights as Brad struggled with the pressure of success, public expectations, and unhealed wounds from his personal life. Alcohol became a temporary refuge, a way to escape overwhelming emotions. But Brad refused to let himself be defeated. With self-awareness, determination, and the love he had for his children, he fought his way out of the darkness, regained control of his life, and became a devoted father, a role he values even more than fame. However, Brad's greatest pain didn't come from personal failures or internal battles, but from the tragedies that struck his television family. Everybody Loves Raymond was more than just a job. It was a second home where every cast member became a significant part of his life. Saying goodbye to beloved co-stars like Doris Roberts, Peter Boyle, and Sawyer Sweeten left emotional scars that never truly healed. These losses weighed heavily on Brad, prompting deep reflection and a greater appreciation for life. He has since spoken about learning to slow down, to empathize more, and to cherish every moment to live love and be remembered with gratitude. Brad Garrett has openly admitted that even while his career was soaring with Everybody Loves Raymond and his praised performance in Glee 2002, he was silently battling a hidden enemy, alcohol addiction. Beneath the spotlight and the laughter were nights of loneliness and inner struggle where Brad turned to drinking as a way to numb the emotional toll of fame and personal instability. The pressure of maintaining public success while privately unraveling became overwhelming. But driven by a deep love for his children and a desire for a healthier life, Brad fought his way through addiction, reclaimed his balance, and emerged as a devoted father and a more grounded man. Yet some of the deepest emotional scars Brad carries don't come from failed relationships or personal demons. They stem from the heartbreaking losses within his Everybody Loves Raymond family. Each cast member was more than just a colleague. They were a second family bonded through years of laughter, growth, and shared success. The deaths of beloved co-stars like Doris Roberts, Peter Boyle, and young Sawyer Sweeten left Brad shaken and deeply mournful. These weren't just professional losses, they were the loss of people who helped define a golden era of his life. Brad has since reflected that these tragedies have taught him to embrace life with greater gratitude and compassion, reminding him of the fragility behind even the brightest moments of fame. Fred Willard was born on September 18, 1933 in Cleveland, Ohio, and became a familiar and widely beloved face to television audiences, especially through his role as Hank McDougal in the hit show Everybody Loves Raymond. Hank Amy's father was portrayed as a conservative, sometimes goofy, but affectionate and endearing dad, contributing many humorous and heartwarming moments throughout the series. When Fred joined the cast in 2003 at the age of 68, it did not diminish his charm or performance energy. With his distinctive comedic style and natural charisma, Fred quickly won the hearts of viewers, helping to sustain the success and lasting appeal of Everybody Loves Raymond, while cementing his place as one of the most talented and beloved comedic actors on television. Behind his radiant smile, Fred faced personal challenges. His 50-year marriage to Mary Levelvelle, whom he married in 1968, was a strong support in his life. However, Mary's battle with illness in her later years and her death in 2018 left an irreplaceable void in Fred's life. The grief led him to become more withdrawn and lonely, especially as aging and health issues took their toll. Fred shared that shows like Modern Family and Space Force gave him motivation to keep going and helped soothe his private sorrow through laughter. However, in 2012, Fred's career took a shock when he was arrested at an adult movie theater. Although no charges were filed and he insisted he did nothing wrong, the incident led to his dismissal from PBS's Market Warriors and caused deep embarrassment and emotional pain. Fred later described it as one of the most humiliating and painful experiences of his life. Despite facing many difficult moments in his life, Fred Willard persevered and continued to appear in beloved projects such as Best in Show a Mighty Wind and Modern Family. In his later years, he quietly battled coronary artery disease and myelitis spastic syndrome. Fred Willard passed away on May 15, 2020 at his home in Los Angeles at the age of 86. The cause of death was cardiac arrest, along with long-term declining health. At the time of his passing, his net worth was estimated to be around $10 million, a result of a lifetime dedicated to film, television, and comedy. He was laid to rest at Forest Lawn Memorial Park, the final resting place of many Hollywood legends, closing a career full of glory, but also carrying untold sorrows. Madylin Ann Michelle Sweeten was born on June 27, 1991 in Brownwood, Texas. At just 5 years old, she took on the role of Allie Barron in Everybody Loves Raymond, starting in 1996, portraying the eldest child of the Barron family on screen. Alongside her twin brothers Sullivan and Sawyer, Madylin became an iconic part of the childhood memories of millions of American viewers throughout the show's 9 seasons. However, when the series ended in 2005, Madylin faced a major challenge finding her place in the entertainment industry as the spotlight gradually dimmed. She felt boxed in by the image of the beloved child star and struggled to land more complex roles. This sense of isolation deepened as she witnessed her brother Sawyer silently battling depression, with the greatest heartbreak occurring when Sawyer tragically died by suicide on April 23, 2015. This loss transformed Madylin from a sister into a passionate advocate for mental health awareness. She frequently appears at events and in the media to remind the world that behind the bright smile of a child, can lie storms within the soul that deserve understanding. Now 34 years old, Madylin continues to work in the entertainment field with smaller roles while focusing on screenwriting and independent production in Los Angeles. She is also actively involved in mental health awareness campaigns and often speaks at seminars and on television programs. Madylin's net worth is estimated to be around $5 million, largely stemming from her golden years on Everybody Loves Raymond and her ongoing artistic work. Katherine Marie Helmond was born on July 5, 1929 in Galveston, Texas. She joined Everybody Loves Raymond as Lois Whelan, the gentle, thoughtful mother with a flair for delivering subtly humorous moments, adding warmth and nuance to the Barone family dynamic. At age 67, Katherine captivated audiences with her graceful presence and refined performance. This role became a meaningful part of her television legacy, complementing her iconic portrayals of Jessica Tate in Soap and Mona Robinson in Who's the Boss. With her versatile and nuanced acting, she became a beloved figure in American television. Yet behind the kind smile and warm eyes was a deeply introspective soul who silently endured loneliness and private struggles, especially as age slowly caught up with her. Her enduring marriage to playwright David Christian, which began in 1969, served as a pillar of strength throughout her life, both personally and professionally. He remained faithfully by her side through every high and low, offering unwavering support during the later years as she began to retreat from the stage and public spotlight. However, even during what seemed to be peaceful times, Katherine faced her greatest adversary, the cruel progression of Alzheimer's disease. The illness gradually eroded not only her memory and artistic prowess, but also the cherished moments she once held dear, even the very roles that had defined her career. In her final years, Katherine was forced to say goodbye to acting, including her beloved voice role as Lizzie in the Cars franchise, and quietly withdrew from future projects. Throughout it all, her devoted husband remained at her side as she faced the shadows of fading memories with quiet dignity. The disease slowly eroded her memory talent and the lifelong passion for acting to which she had so deeply devoted herself. Once a sharp, commanding presence on Broadway and film sets, Katherine found herself trapped in a maze of forgetfulness, where even the iconic roles that had defined her career seemed to slip further out of reach. Eventually, she had to bid farewell to acting, stepping away from her cherished voice role as Lizzie in the Cars series and withdrawing from all future projects. Her devoted husband, David Christian, remained by her side, quietly witnessing her gradual decline as fragmented memories blurred the lines between reality and dreams. On February 23, 2019, Katherine Helmond passed away at her home in Los Angeles. Her estimated net worth at the time of her death was around $5 million. Her passing left a deep sense of loss among colleagues and fans alike, those who remembered her not only as a beloved star who once shone so brightly, but also as someone whose brilliant mind was in the end betrayed by the very thing that once defined her. Monica Louise Horan, born on January 29, 1963 in Darby, Pennsylvania, was 34 years old when she took on the role of Amy McDougal, the gentle, thoughtful woman who would become Robert Barone's wife in Everybody Loves Raymond. With her soft charm and understated style, Monica brought warmth and relatability to the character, making Amy one of the show's most beloved figures across 66 episodes. Her portrayal struck a delicate balance between sweetness and subtle strength, helping to round out the Barone family dynamic with emotional depth and authenticity. However, behind Amy's gentle smile and on-screen harmony, Monica faced unique personal pressures. As both an actress on the show and the wife of Everybody Loves Raymond's creator and executive producer Philip Rosenthal, she walked a fine line between professional and personal life. The overlapping roles blurred boundaries and created moments of internal conflict as Monica navigated not only the challenges of performance, but also the emotional weight of working closely with her husband in a high-profile environment. Working under her husband's direction on such a popular series was no easy feat. Monica revealed she sometimes felt overwhelmed as the boundary between work and family blurred. Every success of her character was not just a career milestone, but also a test for their marriage, a delicate balance of love, professional respect, and creative disagreements. This tension sometimes made Monica question whether she was living for the role or trying to please her husband, who was also her boss. After the series Everybody Loves Raymond ended, Monica chose to step away from the spotlight in search of balance and peace in her personal life. She focused on her role as a mother, devoting her time to raising their 2 children in a stable and nurturing environment, far from the pressures and scrutiny of fame. At the same time, she actively participated in community and charitable efforts, supporting social causes with quiet but heartfelt dedication. While she no longer appeared regularly on television, Monica maintained her connection to the arts through occasional guest appearances on shows like Somebody Feed Phil Created and hosted by her husband-producer Philip Rosenthal. As of 2025, at the age of 62, Monica lives in Los Angeles with her family in a warm and modest home, continuing to contribute to her husband's smaller creative projects and staying engaged with the world of entertainment in a more relaxed way. Her estimated net worth is around $10 million, the result of a steady, high-quality acting career and a long-lasting partnership built on both artistic collaboration and personal resilience. Monica has become a role model for many women in the entertainment industry, demonstrating how one can successfully balance career, family, and the meaningful values she holds dear. Georgia Bright Engel, born on July 28, 1948 in Washington, D.C., was a familiar and beloved television figure, especially known for her role as Pat McDougal, the gentle, sweet, and somewhat innocent mother of Amy in Everybody Loves Raymond. When she took on this role in 2003, she was 55 years old, bringing with her the wisdom and experience of a long and successful career. With her distinctive soft voice and kind demeanor, Georgia not only delivered charming humor but also conveyed the emotional depth of a loving mother, making the character of Pat vivid and memorable in the hearts of viewers. Before joining Everybody Loves Raymond, Georgia was well known for her role as Georgette Franklin Geet on The Mary Tyler Moore Show, a performance that left a lasting impression and earned her multiple Emmy nominations. This role helped define the image of a sweet, somewhat naive lady that she often portrayed throughout her career, sometimes leading to typecasting in similar roles. However, every time she appeared on screen, Georgia Engel brought natural charm, refined acting skills, and an open heart, making her one of the most beloved television actresses in the eyes of American audiences. Beneath her soft voice and kind smile were hidden sorrows rarely seen. Georgia lived a solitary life, never married and without children, dedicating herself fully to acting. The popularity of her character Geta inadvertently boxed her into the adorable fool typecast, limiting her opportunities for more complex roles. Yet she remained devoted to the stage, performing in Broadway productions and smaller tours, always yearning to prove she was more than just Geta. She reunited with Betty White in Hot in Cleveland, bringing vitality and joy to every role despite advancing age. Georgia's greatest tragedy was her deep religious faith. As a devout Christian Scientist, she refused medical treatment even as her health declined. In 2019, at age 70, she passed away peacefully at her home in Princeton. The exact cause was never disclosed, leaving many to wonder if medical intervention might have allowed her to continue sharing her gifts. Her net worth was estimated around $8 million, the fruit of 6 decades of tireless dedication to the arts. Georgia Engel's fame inadvertently boxed her into the role of an adorable, naive character, making it rare for her to be cast in more challenging and complex parts. Every time she returned to the stage, whether in The Sleepy Guardian or John Georgia, carried a deep desire to prove she was much more than that. Yet Hollywood seldom opened its doors to actors labeled in such a way. In her later years, Georgia remained devoted to the theater, performing at venues large and small, from Broadway to touring productions. She also reunited with Betty White on Hot in Cleveland, bringing life and joy to every character despite advancing age. Georgia's greatest tragedy stemmed from her profound religious beliefs. As a devout Christian Scientist, she refused medical treatment even as her health severely declined. In 2019, at age 70, Georgia Engel passed away quietly at her home in Princeton. The cause of death was never disclosed, leading many to wonder if medical intervention might have allowed her to continue sharing her talents with the world. Her net worth was estimated around $8 million, the result of 6 decades of tireless dedication to the arts. Robert Martin Culp was born on August 16, 1930 in California. He joined Everybody Loves Raymond in 1996 at age 66, playing Warren Whelan, the kind, intelligent, and thoughtful father-in-law of Deborah Barron. His performance captured his signature charm and depth-winning hearts with sincere glances and lines. However, Robert Culp's real life was marked by pain and upheaval. He married 5 times. His first 4 marriages ended in divorce, leaving emotional scars and a lingering disappointment over the dream of a lasting home. Despite these setbacks, Culp strived to be a good father, especially to his children who followed him into acting. His career had its ups and downs, but his passion never faded. Even in later years, he wrote scripts and held on to the dream of making a film about Terry and the Pirates, the childhood hero who inspired him. Tragedy struck on March 24, 2010, when Robert Culp suddenly passed away at 79 while taking a walk near his home in Runyon Canyon Park, Los Angeles, a place he often sought peace. The cause was determined to be a heart attack. He was laid to rest at Sunset View Cemetery in El Cerrito. His net worth at death was estimated around $5 million, modest compared to the artistic legacy he left behind. Charles Edward Durning was born on February 28, 1923, in Highland Falls, New York. He joined Everybody Loves Raymond in 1996 at the age of 74, portraying Father Hubley, a humorous, warm-hearted priest who brought comfort to the Barone family and helped them navigate awkward and emotional situations with sincerity and wit. With his heartfelt, witty, and subtly layered performance, Durning breathed life into the character, making Father Hubley an essential part of the show's most touching and meaningful moments. This role served as a fitting continuation of Durning's long and distinguished career on both stage and screen, reaffirming his timeless talent and enduring impact on audiences across generations. Behind his kind smile and gentle voice was a life shaped by profound pain. A World War II veteran, Durning fought in some of the fiercest battles from D-Day to the Battle of the Bulge, carrying war scars and haunting memories of fallen comrades. He was awarded the Silver Star, Bronze Star, and 3 Purple Hearts, but these honors came at the cost of countless sleepless nights filled with war nightmares. As he once said, "There are dark corners of the soul you never want anyone to touch, and I used acting to release those terrible secrets." In his personal life, Charles Durning experienced 2 quiet marital separations. His first marriage to Carol Downey brought him 3 children, but ended in divorce in 1972. His second marriage to Marianne Aleo also ended quietly when they filed for legal separation in 2010. Despite challenges in love, Durning devoted himself passionately to acting and veteran advocacy. He became a symbol of resilience on stage and screen, inspiring generations. On Christmas Eve, December 24, 2012, Charles Durning passed away peacefully at his Manhattan home at the age of 89. He was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery, a place honoring the nation's heroes. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated around $5 million, a modest sum compared to the vast cultural and cinematic legacy he left behind. No matter how much time passes or how fate may dim their spotlight, the stars of Everybody Loves Raymond have left behind a legacy that continues to live on in the hearts of fans around the world. The laughter, the warmth, and the unforgettable moments with the Barone family have become a cherished part of childhood and youth for so many. What about you? Do you have a favorite memory from the Barone family? A hilarious quote, a touching episode, or simply the loving and chaotic bond of the entire family? Drop a 1 in the comments if you feel connected to the stars of Everybody Loves Raymond, or a 0 if you have a different take, We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click on the next video popping up on your screen for more great content, and we'll see you there.